Hello and welcome back to Warcraft Daily for today, the 22nd of January 2014, not 13, nearly did it. Anyway, so in today's news we only really have two things. The first one is a new mount that's coming, not the Skyreaver, another new mount, which may sound crazy to you. It kind of sounded a bit crazy to me when I first saw it. Then also the Hearthstone open beta, so all in all kind of good stuff. Now first of all, this new mount, well, it's essentially a flying Raven Lord, and a good quality image of this was posted on the official World of Warcraft Facebook, and then all the WoW community managers and personalities, I guess, like Kalinka, etc., they've all been retweeting photos of it and that kind of thing, so yeah, this is definitely going to be a thing in the game. Now, the mount itself is basically similar to a semi-data mined Raven Lord that we saw in patch 5.4. It wasn't actually in the patch, but it was in the game files, so this has definitely been there for quite a while, and honestly, that data mine one looked okay. In terms of quality and that kind of thing, it wasn't that great, but I think it was really just a rough mock-up. This definitely seems to be the fully formed, fully featured version of the mount, and yeah, I mean, I think it looks damn cool. And when I say damn cool, I'm going to say, like, in terms of what I think is cool, I think that's like a, I don't know, like a top X amount sort of mount. I think it really does look fantastic. What I'm especially impressed by is the plumage of the mount itself. Just the way the graphics are done, I think by sort of hand drawing in the shading, I just think it's got this really great look to it. I don't know, I think the feathers look fantastic, and overall it's just really awesome looking. Now the thing is, right, how are we going to get this? Well, they don't advertise things that are for subscription-only players, so the stuff that you get in the game. That probably means this mount is either going to be for the store or for the collector's edition. Oh, damn it, it feels weird saying subscription fee only in a subscription fee game. I'm not too sure how comfortable I am with that sentence being, like, legit. Anyway, so I'd say the reason why people think it's going to be a collector's edition item is because the Arakoa are going to be on Draenor. They have the full zone for themselves called the Spires of Iraq, and it looks like a really cool zone. This looks like a really cool mount, and this is far less twisted and all that than the Raven Lord is, which probably corresponds to the way the Arakoa themselves are not going to be all kind of twisted and magically bent and weird and crappy. They're going to be a little bit more in their kind of original form, so think Draenei to Broken. And, yeah, still, that is why many people think it's going to be the Collector's Edition. However, I still think many players, myself probably included, think that the Iron Skyreaver would have actually made so much more sense as the Collector's Edition mount. The Iron Skyreaver is based on the main theme of the expansion, which is the Iron Horde. So, really, that does make a little bit more sense. Hell, even if you just think from, like, look at the box art, the probable box art that they will be doing for Warlords. What's going to blend in with that? What's going to blend in with the whole retail marketing and the retail package, and not just retail, you know, online, digital, everything? The Skyreaver would probably play in a little bit better with that than this, I think. So yeah, I think the Skyreaver should have been the Collector's Edition mount or something like that, because it's more related to the main theme of the expansion. With Warlords, we had, not Warlords, sorry, with Mists of Pandaria, we had the Mogu Quillen mount, and that made sense because the only two initial threats in Pandaria were the Mogu and the Mantid, and of course the Sha, but you can't really have a Sha mount, kind of, apart from maybe the one you get off the Sha, but I think you know what I mean. And it's not like we can just give a Horde mount, because really at the start we were not so sure how they would play the whole story out. They did say Garrosh would be the end villain, but at least initially in Mists, we were far more concerned with Sha and Mogu and that kind of thing, and the Mantid. So anyway, yeah, I think that whatever this Raven Lord mount is, it probably is going to be a store thing, because really, it just doesn't fit a Collector's Edition that well. Now that said, would I be happy to receive it in a Collector's Edition? Yes, I would, because I think it's a really nice mount. I'll be getting the Collector's Edition anyway, so I'm happy enough. Anyway, so there's that. Now, it could of course be a store mount, and I'm not going to jump to conclusions, but since they were teasing this on their site, it usually does indicate that it's going to be a store thing. Now, the release of the Skyreaver was quite sketchy. Basically, I do think it could have been something that was maybe meant to be a lot closer to the Warlords launch, and another thing, just aesthetically, I just think it's too close to the main theme of the expansion. It's not like some crazy-ass thing like the Fey Dragon, but anyway, yeah, Sky Reaver launch. So plenty of people think that the launch for the Sky Reaver was a bit of a mistake. Now, this is given all the crazy stuff that was going on in the American servers, and then there's this guy on Reddit who about 6 hours before the mount was on the stores had a screenshot of him running around Orgrimmar and the damn thing. So I think probably what happened here, right, is that maybe the Ravenlord was meant to come out in and around this time, and the Sky Reaver was released a little bit early by accident. But then the thing is, right, the Sky Reaver did have a full trailer ready to go, it had all the promotional material, so perhaps the Sky Reaver... I think it's more likely the Sky Reaver was supposed to come out when it did, but they just botched the launch. I think that's probably what's most likely. Still though, I think it's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Like, so many store mounts coming out in such a short time. I'm not really going to say anything about it because it wouldn't be fair to Blizzard since they have not said this is going to be a store mount yet, so treating it as such would be kind of dishonest. Anyway, so yeah, look, this is a really damn busy week, and honestly, I don't want to get bogged down in the whole talk about the amount of, like, store mounts and shit that's coming out. My quick version, just to give you a quick summary so we can have a discussion in the comments, is I think that if this were to be a store thing, then I think that in future they could definitely consider better the ratio of in-game mounts to in-store ones. This is still a sub-fee game, and the lion's share of the unique models and things like that should be in the game for free. When you take recolors out of the picture, there hasn't been a really amazing kind of breadth of different kinds of mounts, I guess. And the store definitely does get some of the cooler mounts, really. So, yeah, whatever. Look, I'm not really bothered to make this whole argument or anything or for either side, so just go discuss it in the comments. If I seem really tired today, it's because I am. It's 1 AM and I just did a test paper today and I got 4 hours sleep to do the test paper on. Of course, the exam went like pretty damn well, but still, I'm completely wrecked. Anyway, so just to round off the news, so that I can sign off, the Hearthstone Open Beta is now a thing, so yep, beta's here. You can jump into the game for free, have fun, play it, all those different things. I'll probably do some sort of primer video, just for new people, but I guess my main message is, you should probably do arenas instead of buying decks of cards, or not decks, buying packs. Buying packs is, in my opinion, not very efficient, because if you are playing arena, and you at least get 3 or more wins, then you're going to come off better than you would have in terms of like the amount of pack or like the amount of cards that you're getting per gold. I just think arena is better because of the rewards. Things that you will want to do is, if you are drafting arena decks, just Google Trump SC2 arena tier list. It's this Twitch streamer called Trump. He's really clever. He's excellent at StarCraft. He's probably great at StarCraft as well, but he's really good at Hearthstone. And he has this thing where he like gets all the common cards for arena drafts, and he kind of gives them a ranking from 1 to 100 or whatever. So that's one tip I'd give to people. And then the other tip is, if you want to get gold quickly via doing constructed and doing quests, then try to make some sort of aggro deck. An aggro deck is just a really fast deck that gets lots of weak minions on the field, but just overwhelms your opponent and beats the shit out of them really early. That's one way to do it. If you want a guy, like just a YouTube person who does a lot of deck guides and that kind of thing, then just go to the search thing in YouTube, type in Force SC2. He's not a StarCraft guy, but he does lots of really good Hearthstone videos amongst like gaming news and other things. And he's generally like a really, really solid YouTuber. It's kind of weird. I feel like his channel's just been kind of like, he's found a format that really works for him, and I don't really think he's got as much recognition as he could possibly deserve in some ways, because he does seem to put in quite a lot of work. But hey, whatever. Force, stay classic. He does good videos. Check him out if you want some Hearthstone deck building stuff. I think Krentor also does Hearthstone, but honestly, I think nearly by design, what Force is doing is probably a little bit more beneficial to people who are just jumping into the beta. But anyway, with that, I'm going to go and collapse in a heap. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you at some point.